He took all his money.
Exactly.
Didn't give it back to him.
I use a softball there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was restitution.
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 Yeah. You know, in Obama's final year in office, you know that without asking for congressional approval, he bombed Syria, Iraq, Libya, Yemen, Somalia, and Pakistan. And in fact, he dropped over 12,000 bombs on each of Syria and Iraq.
And who did he kill? Didn't he kill somebody kind of high profile over there? Who did he kill?
I don't remember.
Wasn't it Osama bin Laden?
Yeah, some guy.
Did any Democrats say anything when we went over there and just in the middle of the night killed Osama?
him?
Allegedly killed.
What's the point? There's no constitutional issue here. The president had power to do that by the War Powers Resolution of 1972 or 73, whatever.
He also had under the authorization of use of military force under 2000 that was passed in 2001. So
Yeah.
I agree with you there. There's no question this was a completely constitutional attack.
I think there's
Sure,
two.
sure it was, and to go beyond that, he even notified the Democrats before they attacked.
that he did. That
He had a
notified,
phone
yeah.
call with Schumer, and he tried to reach Hakeem Jeffries.
Okay, wait a minute. Do you not think this is something that kind of throwed me? It didn't throw me. I was like, okay, this is the way it's supposed to be done, because this thing was flew in and flew out and done before anybody knew about it. And nobody knew about it. No leaks, nothing like that. So, I mean, I'm okay with him not telling all the yahoos what's going on. Did you hear anything about it before it was done?
But he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
I know, but before it's like, they're going to bomb. They're going to bomb.
Yeah,
They're going to bomb. Yeah.
I think I know his point. His point is that there was not a Democrat in the room, and there were no leaks.
And there were no
The
texts,
thing speaks
joint
for
texts,
itself.
group text, none of that nonsense that everybody.
No one knew. We had people thinking we were just pre-positioning the aircraft in Guam, and yet it was a sort of a left-right zigzag maneuver.
The way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. The way it's supposed to be. We had no one hiding out, informing the authorities, telling people that ICE are coming, that kind of thing. There were no informers. There was no leak.
Did you hear anything?
That I don't know why we're having that discussion.
Because why are we having that discussion? Steve,
Why are we having?
Why not?
Are we having? I mean, I agree that he was constitutionally within the bounds. He did it the right way.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is there were no leaks. Nobody knew anything about
That's the point.
And you're sitting here talking about
what? I don't understand why you're focusing on there were no leaks. What's the impact there? What's the point?
That's a relatively new phenomenon.
Yeah, I guess you could say. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
That doesn't usually happen. And it kind of there was a little foreshadowing going on last week when that one reporter asked Trump, about the bombing, and he said, "Oh wait, what am I going to tell you? I'm not going to tell you anything. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. No one knows what I'm going to do." That was a brilliant chess move, in my opinion. I mean, he just basically said, "Everyone thinks I'm crazy. No one knows what I'm going to do.
Right.
I'm going to give you 2 weeks. Oh wait, no, I'm not. Here we go."
Bobby M said it's from the same people who said Obama, Clinton, and Biden never did anything. Okay, they all they ever did was talk about it. They ain't nobody did anything. True.
Wait a minute, Stephen. Go back. You talked about Obama bombing everybody and Clinton bombing everybody. How can you say they never did anything?
I mean, they bombed a tent, dude.
Yeah, like what
I mean,
was
we
the
saw like
outcome?
a $50 million bomb to bomb a tent.
We bombed a mountain.
Yeah. And I love this. Do not listen to the fake news. America did not bomb Iran. It was mostly a peaceful protest against their nuclear.
That's right. It was an anti-nuke strike. Is
that what J.D. Vance said?
Yeah, that's what we saying, baby. Yeah, that's what we're saying. Yeah. Let's get to a break. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. This is going to be a lot of fun. We got finally. I reckon we had to stream a little late there on YouTube. We got her going up now, and then we got Facebook and X also. So let's jump to a break and see if we can convince Harry Vaughn Jr. here that we're not at war. Yeah, we're not at war. Let's take a break. All righty, we're back with you. I'd just like to bring up this point that I think it's hilarious that they named it Operation Midnight Hammer. I think they spun that off of Nancy Pelosi's husband back when he had the intruder.
Wow.
Do you remember that?
There's a good connection. Marvelous segue.
Yeah,
Wow.
Operation Midnight.
That's all I gotta
Yeah.
say. We all know about it. What happened to that?
Were those pilots wearing just their underwear?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Could you imagine? What was it? 32-hour flight?
30, so yeah, something like that.
37.
37.
37-hour flight.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Pilot rest rules come into play. I
Yeah,
think
you
there.
wonder why
Yeah.
when they get out of the plane, they walk like a little kid with a dirty diaper. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's part of it. But yeah, hats off to the American Air Force, the American military period, man. You talk
All of
about
it.
operation, and that's the thing about it. Y'all talk about the operation and how America did this. They didn't do it alone. They had
That's
help
right.
along the way, did they not?
They did. Israel took out Iran's air defense, like all of them. So like there was like no danger for the B-2s, like because Israel had taken out their entire air defense.
But they had to get permission to fly over certain countries.
Overflight permission, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it wasn't just a America deal there.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, and everybody says, okay, Iran, they're gonna get mad, they're gonna retaliate. Of course, everybody's worried about sleeper cells and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just a redneck here, and I'm gonna throw this out there. Okay, if I was Iran and somebody flew in the middle of the night and blowed me up and flew out, and I didn't know what hit me, where it come from, how it got there, I think I'd sit down and shut up. What do you think?
Well, that is because you are you.
I'll be like, wait a minute.
And Iran has completely different moral structure.
Yeah, and I think if they blowed you up, you wouldn't be able to say anything.
But you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, where did that come from? Because they got no shots going in. They got no shots going out.
They knew where it was coming from.
They didn't. Okay, explain that to me. There's no shots coming in and no shots going out. No shots.
Because they don't have any capability of defending themselves because the Israeli have taken over the skies.
No shots going in and no shots going out.
Yeah. What's your point?
Went in, they blew it up, and they left, and Iran had no idea they were coming and where they were going. Do you not think?
See, I think they knew they were coming.
Oh, do you think they would have shot at them?
Not if they didn't have anything to shoot with.
I'd have shot something if it wasn't more than a bow and arrow.
Well, how do you know they weren't doing their slingshots? You know,
yeah, maybe they were.
David and Goliath was at work there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that they got mopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to talk David and Goliath? I mean, Israel versus Iran. There it is, right there.
Mm-hmm. And now
you're talking about sleeper cells, though. You know, all that stuff going on, and some people argue that with the shootings and stuff that are happening and stuff. I mean, I do think that you're going to see some stuff, whether it be some kind of weird biological stuff, but at the same time, you get the idiot governor of North Carolina vetoing concealed carry bills while we're just sitting ducks, man.
Yeah,
it's just this should be the time when people should be you should be carrying.
Yeah, I was going to mention the same thing. Tennessee and Georgia constitutional carry, yes. North Carolina, no. You got to get your permit. So yeah, for whatever reason.
Well, now do we
I think the North Carolina legislature is about to override that veto.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Well, now do we now have some protests going on already? I know that major cities, they say, are on high alert following airstrikes on Iran, nuclear facilities and all that kind of stuff. But I do know, where was this at? We've got, I follow a lot of stuff on X, and we've actually got one guy that I can't even find it where it's at. Goldie, I can't even pronounce her last name. But anyway, she's
Han.
Yeah,
Goldie Hawn.
Yeah, not Goldie Hawn. And the people of Iran are actually the normal citizens like me and you over there. Well, I'm normal. I don't know about you, but I'm normal. But this is the modern
reason to bomb them if that's what normal Iranians are like.
This is a modern day equivalent of the news that made people tear down the Berlin Wall in 1979. So they're kind of looking forward to this. I think and everybody's hollering, "Oh, regime." How do you say that?
Regime change.
Regime. How do you say that, Pat? Say regime.
I thought we weren't in that business anymore.
Well, we're not. I don't think we are, man. I think.
Wait a minute. Did he not just post something about maybe it's time for a regime change?
It's not politically correct to use the term regime. It's actually, regime
change. Yeah, but I mean, if you look at all the everything Rubio was saying leading up to it, this isn't about the regime. This is about the nuclear program. The regime can stay. That's fine if they want. Now, Trump
I don't
since
think the
then has
people
been
want
talking about it.
And then how do we get to the follow-up thing that if you don't come to the peace table, we're going to start bombing other things? So it's not about the nuclear program only.
It's about peace.
I think it
Yeah,
is.
bombs.
How do you come to
bombs
that
for
conclusion
peace.
that it's not? I mean,
Yeah.
they didn't hit anything else really besides
They
the
didn't.
nuclear
Yeah,
facilities.
they
I don't-
want them to come to the table to discuss the
What
nuclear
is the threat if they don't come to the table?
Bombs.
that they will continue to build their nuclear program.
No. What is the threat from the United States? We're
They're
going to
going-
bomb other targets.
Right. Targets.
Other military
targets, not
Yeah.
hospitals.
right?
Yeah, but
not civilian
saying
centers.
that it's about their nuclear program only is a fabrication, for God's sake.
Well, these people are, man, these people have, they're the heart of the, what's it called?
Middle East.
Yeah, you go middle. All the people that go blow us
That
up,
was
man.
profound. The terrorists.
Yeah, the
They're the
terrorists.
number one state sponsor of
Of
terrorism.
terror, they are the number
Thank you,
one state
Pat.
sponsor of terrorism.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's all over the world. So I mean, it's like, okay, it's time to do this. It's time to, and okay, you say, okay, if you don't, we're gonna bomb you. That is called peace through strength, man. Peace through strength.
The
And that's
for-
all they understand. They don't understand anything but that.
I thought MAGA was about peace, period.
That is peace.
it is peace.
Negotiations.
That is a negotiation.
We tried.
Okay.
You can't if the other
See,
side doesn't come to the
Pat,
table.
and
This
like,
is about peace. So I go and
oh,
beat the
MAGA,
snot
MAGA.
out of somebody
No,
and
listen.
say it was really peaceful.
Yeah.
that is just a huge fallacy because like maybe that Iran not having nuclear weapons, and if they're close enough to getting them, maybe that is peace if we stop them from having nuclear weapons. Maybe keeping the people who are going to say, I'm going to blow you up with a nuclear weapon, maybe keeping them from having a nuclear weapon, maybe that's peace.
There's your peace.
You think? Maybe, Pat? Maybe. We'll see. But
Maybe it's going to snow tomorrow too. So
Oh, come
I
on.
don't know.
Mercy Dote says it's never been about nukes. It's regime. How you say it again?
Regime.
Change 100%. Does North Korea? Why does North Korea have nukes? Did North Korea have nukes?
yes, North Korea does
Yeah.
have nukes.
yeah, why does India
Well,
and
let's-
Pakistan have nukes?
Let's
They're two of the most unstable nations in the world right now.
Of course, every time North Korea does a missile test, it fails miserably. So I'm not really concerned about theirs.
I would
Yeah,
be concerned
we're
about it.
hoping they're going to end up nuking themselves. I think.
Iran,
Yeah.
check. North Korea, not yet.
Well, and the funny thing you mentioned that though, I mean, just the other day, Pakistan, the leaders of Pakistan nominated Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to calm down that war. Did you see that one, Pat?
Because he's not taking away Pakistan's nukes. That's why.
Yeah, well, we don't know yet. You
Yeah.
never know what he's thinking,
Yeah.
man. You don't know what he's thinking. Yeah.
The former Shah of Iran is currently urging Khamenei to step down.
Right.
Like, I mean, I know maybe it wasn't about regime change in the beginning, but I think we've come to the point where unless the regime changes, there will be no negotiating.
Well,
then
that's
there was,
certainly off the campaign promise script.
Well, okay, so
He was handed this problem.
That's
Do you not
right.
think this kind of come.
I see. I could hardly wait this morning to hear how you guys were going to patch up the fact that another campaign promise down the drain.
What campaign
Another
promise is down the
campaign.
drain,
Yeah.
Pat?
yeah.
Which one?
The one about peace and
Pat, there are
negotiation.
50 quotes that you can find from his campaign where he has not changed his opinion once on Iran not having a nuclear weapon.
Then he didn't promise peace, right? He didn't say that, right?
Maybe Iran not having a nuclear weapon. Let's do that again. The country who's saying we're going to blow you up with a nuclear weapon, maybe keeping them from having a nuclear weapon will bring peace. It's not that complicated.
Right.
And for the past 10 years he's been saying Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and he's never said, I'm going to allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. Or
So
continue
we've
to have a
taken away his nuclear weapon. Why are we on standby for terrorist attack then?
because Joe
If this
Biden let
was
20 million
supposed
unvetted
if this
people
was
into the
supposed to build peace.
because Joe Biden let 20 million people into this
Oh,
country
yeah.
unvetted.
Yeah.
And we don't know who they are. And they're what they call them, sleeper cells.
Or where they are.
Yeah, sleeper cells.
And in the meantime, you have Democrat governors telling you can't have a gun and can carry a weapon. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like it doesn't. But that's going to be
And some
somehow
mayors,
Trump's fault.
and some mayors saying, yeah, no, ICE, you can't get these bad people out. But
Yeah.
we won't cooperate with you to get these people
Right.
out.
And they're upset about that because ain't nobody paying attention to that. So, we're going to protest the bombing in Iran. So,
Speaking of that, did you hear that the LA County sheriffs posted something on X where they said, I want to read this to you. They said, quote, "Our hearts go out to the victims and families impacted by the recent bombings in Iran."
who said that?
The LA County Sheriff's Office.
No,
They did.
They did. They since deleted it and apologized.
I mean, but they didn't bomb. They bombed the nuclear facility.
That's just it. They didn't
And have
bomb
anybody
anything.
seen
There were no
any
victims.
pictures?
There were no families. It was a concrete structure that was affected.
Have we seen any pictures of this?
Just from above, and it's all just craters. You can't really see the facility itself. It's underground.
I don't know. I just think it's amazing that they actually went through this thing and didn't have. I might have to have a new mic over here. But nobody had any leaks. What is wrong? I can't
What's
get
wrong with your mic?
I have no idea,
That's
man. Yes.
I hate it when that happens.
Oh well. All right, let's get to another break while we got all this Democrat suck, all that good stuff going on. But anyway, what a wonderful morning it is. It's a new day, and we'll talk about this when we get back. So we're gonna take a break. All righty, we're back with you. One thing we were talking about during the break in here is all the people that's rushing to aid Iran, man. We got all the people rushing. I reckon, who was it said they're going to send them some nukes?
Russia
Going to send them some nukes?
Russia's Russian.
Yeah, Russia. Yeah, they're going to send them some nukes. I think they didn't Putin say he'd like to talk about a peace deal? Did he not come out with
Yeah, he did.
Maybe
Trump told him to stay in his lane. Yeah. I mean, so if Russia comes in and gives some nukes to Iran, I guess we can just give some nukes to Ukraine and call it even.
There you go. That'll work. I'm with you. I like you thinking. How about that? We can just do that. Yeah.
That'll make it better. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on. We're going to play that game.
Yeah.
So what is Russia doing? Are they giving them nukes or are they looking for a peace deal?
They're not going to do
They
it.
ain't
They,
gonna
they're all
happen.
condemning Trump, and they're saying, "Oh, we shouldn't have done that." But nobody's really coming to Iran's
Yeah.
aid. Iran is not the hill that any country is going to die on. They like their sanctioned oil because it's cheap, but that's about it.
Yeah.
That's the reason all the Middle East countries are being quiet because they
Right.
want Iran taken out.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, because everybody hates them because they all constantly say they're going to get a nuclear weapon and blow and kill everybody. I mean, it's like everybody hates them.
They're talking about, here we go. Oh, it's my headsets that's going off. Anyway, the Strait of, what is it, Hormuz?
Hormuz. Yeah.
Hormuz.
Yeah.
Ain't that what you put in like a
martini?
Martini or something? Hormuz?
I think that's what they call it. I'm pretty sure you're right there.
Oh my
I'm pretty sure you're right
Oh,
there,
shit.
Steve.
Oh, poor.
Bless your heart.
Uh-huh.
I think Dean Martin ain't alive today. He'd be up.
Drink recipes given freely here.
On the morning dish,
Put a little straight of hummus in that drink, and boy, you'll be happy.
a couple of olives. That's good stuff
But
right
they're
there.
talking about shutting that down. So what's going on with that, do you think? And I know, did they not say that America was talking to China about helping them get that?
Yeah, get that resolved.
Yeah.
How does China play into that? They're nowhere near the Strait of Hormuz.
Well, I think they buy a lot of oil from them, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're good customers.
Yeah.
20% of the world's oil flows through that strait.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good bid, ain't it?
Sort of an argument for energy independence in the U.S. Isn't
What about that? That's a good idea, man.
it? I mean, call
That's
me
a
crazy.
great idea. What do you
Cut
think
off,
about
cut
that,
off the
Pat?
need for it, and it's not our problem.
What do you think about that, Pat?
We're already energy independent, aren't we?
Oh, okay, so shut her down.
We got so much that we're sending it overseas.
Yeah, let's shut it down. We don't need it. Yeah, we don't need their stinking oil. So I don't know. The next thing's going on right here. I reckon MAGA is split. Do you think MAGA split over this Trump thing? It's all over X. I said MAGA split over Trump. Recent Iran nuclear strikes. Candace Owens, boy, she's rocking and rolling.
Oh,
You following her, man. She is. Alex Jones, they're saying Tucker Carlson. I mean, it's just one right after
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
The Hodge twins. Oh man, the Hodge twins.
What happened to
The
them this
Hodge
weekend?
twins.
The Hodge twins and Cat Turd.
Can we just talk about that for a second? Like, I know Israel Iran's a big thing, but the Hodge twins, man.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
What is going on?
they're fake MAGA. They're saying
Yeah.
now. Yeah, fake MAGA.
They had a secretary writing their Facebook posts, and they weren't even reading them. And apparently, the secretary was coming out saying stuff.
Oh, you gotta love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that why you brought me on? So I could be your secretary
I
and
love it,
guide
man.
you toward your social media posts.
Jeez, man, I'm telling you, that's it. It has been hilarious. No, I don't think this MAGA's split at all. I mean, according to what I'm reading, some of the polls they took is, 80% of the people are supporting this in reality?
Yeah.
Wasn't it 80? Right, maybe 78%. What are you hearing, Pat?
I think when Marjorie Taylor Greene posts stuff like she posted, I think there's a split.
Well, we like Marjorie Taylor Greene because she keeps stuff stirred up, but we don't just follow her.
Do you think it's like an irretrievably broken split, or do you think people are just I'm a little upset, but we'll work through this?
What's that word we like? Panicans.
There you go.
Panicans. Yeah.
It depends on what happens going forward.
Yeah.
If we get engaged with the Israelis on a permanent basis in this war, then the split is going to be permanent.
I don't think this is a war. I think honestly, if I was Iran, and I mean, I know they're crazy as they come, but they've got enough sense to know that they're outnumbered. Would you not think?
Do they?
I don't know.
I mean, I know it wasn't Iran; it was a different country. But remember when Operation Desert Storm was going through, and was it the Iraqi Minister of Information was saying, "Yeah, we're going to kill them. Here they come," and then they just all folded because they're like, "Yeah, I was kidding. I was kidding. I got nothing. They're coming in and they're destroying us." I mean, maybe it's something similar. I don't know. Maybe it's a cultural thing to just sort of have this bravado up there, and even when you're losing, to say that you're winning. I don't know.
Well, isn't it a way to paradise to die a martyr?
Apparently so.
So it's not a culture thing. It's a religious thing.
It's a religious thing.
Well,
but does that make you scream bravado that we're winning, and then
so
the tanks roll up and you fold and you just say you were kidding? I mean,
but there were a lot of people getting their 72 virgins, boy.
Well, here's the thing, man. I mean, honestly, looks like we're actually doing them a favor. I mean, would you not think? Sending them to heaven,
helping them on their way.
Yeah. Hey, I'm thumbing through X right now. Breaking news: Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga have refused to sing and dance at the future White House events.
Oh man,
this is getting bad now.
I'm done. That's it. End this now.
Gaga was going to get invited to.
Oh, it's bad now. Oh, it's so bad. Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift. What are we gonna do?
They need a lesson in effective protests.
I reckon now, you do know that they're saying that the cities are on high alert right now. And that's pretty much where all the stuff's going on with these sleeper cells. And that's kind of giving you a wake up call with all the people coming across the border that they did. And everybody's like, oh, they're just poor migrants coming to work, but they're not. They're coming to work blowing up stuff.
Some are.
I really believe that.
Some are good people.
Right. Oh, I'm with you on that. Yeah, I'm with you.
Some are not.
Right. Yeah.
Tom Homan put out a statement. He said, Joe Biden let millions of unknown gotaways across the border. We don't know who they are, but Iranian passports were found ditched south of the border with prayer mats.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's comforting.
Yeah. It makes me feel better. Yeah. So what do you think Trump should have done, Pat, in this deal?
What do I think he should have done? I think he should have done his negotiation and resolved the thing without
he
stuff.
He did negotiate for 60 days, did he not?
Tried.
I don't think there was any negotiation that went on. It was a 60-day period. It was supposed to be negotiation, but I don't think any of it went on.
What
were they doing?
Our doing. Yeah. The open invitation was there.
Yeah, it was.
So they did. So they tried to negotiate, right?
Right. So the negotiating got nowhere. So then what?
So let me ask you this now. So Trump goes over there, or America goes over there. America, I'm part of it.
Merca.
America.
It's pronounced Merca.
America. And we did some damage to their nuclear facilities, and now we're saying, all right, now we want peace.
Mm-hmm.
You would like to come to the table? Or are we going to blow you up some more? So now what do you think is going to happen? Do you think Iran's going to say, oh, kadoki? Or you think, I ain't scared of you, bring it on?
I think they're crazy enough. They're not going to capitulate.
Yeah.
And I think it's a real unique strategy to punch somebody in the face and then say, I'd like to have peace.
Hey, it works.
I've done that.
It
I mean,
works.
I've done
But
that.
that's not
Yeah.
even.
And I've got done that.
That's
way.
not even what
happened.
That's not even what's happened at all. I mean, they've been trying to negotiate with them,
Yeah.
and every single time, if you look at the quotes from the Iranian leader, says that we will not come to
That's
any
right.
agreement that does not result in Iran,
Not having,
not
nuclear-
enriching
yeah.
uranium.
Yeah.
They've
I know
been
it's double
saying
negative,
they've
but
been
we're with-
saying that for 40 years, for God's sake.
Exactly. So
Now,
the negotiations we've tried.
40 years of negotiations, Pat.
Yeah, okay. And
So
and
we
what
still
is
should negotiate?
what has been the downside?
The downside is that as a direct result of that, Iran now had up until yesterday facilities with 60% of enriched uranium.
They've had that for some time.
Well, they don't got it no more. And they're actually saying that they snuck
but-
some of it out. I don't believe that. I don't know. I don't
They
believe
could've.
that. I
They
know that,
could've.
but I mean, we have got technology. And you know, when he talked about that, when they come out and talked about the bombing and all that went on with it, they used Space Force and all the people involved in all that. Do you not think that they was watching this place and seeing? I mean, if you've seen a little Toyota pickup truck back up at the door and load up stuff, it'd be like, oh, they're
Yeah.
getting. You not
How
think that-
about how about the 20 trucks that were parked there on Thursday?
Yeah, I bet you $1,000 to a donut that they know what's going on.
Let me ask you a question though. So, do you think that what if this resulted in what if it did result in a regime change, or at least maybe they don't have as much money on hand? So, the state of Iran sponsors is one of the main sponsors of Hezbollah, Hamas, Houthis,
yeah.
and all the other little
insert terrorists name here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that, I mean, if they're behind this, Pat, I mean, how I mean, what like you still didn't really answer the question. Like, what would you have done? So they're still funding terrorism. They're still trying to enrich uranium to quote destroy America and wipe them off the face of the earth.
Yeah, no
What
question.
do you do?
They've been saying that for 40 years.
I know, and they've been sponsoring terrorism for 40 years.
Yeah.
So like, most of
yeah.
the terrorist attacks come from this regime.
Right.
So
Yeah.
what all I'm asking is what's different now than at any time in the last 40 years that this has been going on with no damage?
Right. And I'll tell you, because even Obama put more pressure on them than Joe Biden did. Joe
That's
Biden
true.
removed
Yeah.
all the sanctions from them and allowed them to get to a point where they
Yeah.
are very, very strong. And now we have sleeper cells in the United States, and they're closer than ever, apparently, to having a bomb.
That's right. The answer to your question, Pat, what has changed in the 40 years? The answer
Yeah.
is Joe Biden.
Because if he
Yeah.
didn't do
That was the
anything,
answer.
and
So
they did get
so
a bomb, and did do something,
everything
you'd be
is
saying,
Joe's fault.
well, you'd be saying,
This
why
Joe
didn't
was
you do anything about
incompetent, but it all doesn't come down to him.
It does.
It
Clinton
comes-
had
it
a
comes down to
play his
whoever
part in
was
this.
controlling the auto pen that signed this this deal.
Sending them money.
If they didn't do anything about it, and something did happen, and all these terrorist attacks, I mean,
A lot
would
of
say,
ifs,
well, why?
a lot of ifs in there, Packy.
But you would say, why?
If we
would
didn't
you
do
something
anything about it, and if something happened, for
Something did
40
happen.
years, nothing's happened.
Pat, things do
Because-
happen when they sponsor terrorism. The terrorist attacks come from them. They sponsor that. Quit saying that
Yeah.
they don't. That nothing has happened.
Mhm.
They are
Well,
the
but
number
we've-
one sponsor of terrorist attacks.
Didn't the USS Cole get attacked in Yemen?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
that
about
wasn't cool. That wasn't a good thing. I don't want that. If that's the status quo, I don't like that status quo. I don't like getting bitten by mosquitoes. I do something about it and I make them go away.
Mhm. Yeah.
So wait a minute. One of our ships got a hole in its side, and a number of sailors got killed, and that's a shame.
Mhm.
But in retaliation, we did this.
Yeah.
Is this-
That's what I'm
is
talking
this-
about.
Is this directly associated with the attack on the U.S. Cole?
directly. No,
Which, by the way, happened how many years ago?
a
Or is
lot,
it a
but
decade?
No matter.
it
Well,
was a lot,
let's-
and that goes to prove my point.
How long do you negotiate then, Pat?
That's
how
exactly
long,
right.
How long?
How
would
long
Pat
does it
Malone-
take?
I
How
don't know.
long
How
does
long
it
does it
take?
take? How long does I don't know.
How many more
I-
battleships need to
I
get a
have
hole
no
in them? How
idea,
many more
but-
sailors need to die?
How long do you said that he should continue his negotiations? He said, what would Pat Malone do? He said, continue the negotiations. Okay. How long? How
I
long?
don't know.
60 days, man. 60 days.
40
Okay, well,
more
how
years.
long?
Well, I say-
But while you're negotiating and
Maybe
waiting,
the answer is
doing
2
bad
weeks, because everything happens 2 weeks from now.
but while they're negotiating, they're still doing what they shouldn't be doing.
Right.
So how long does Pat Malone wait?
Wait a minute. Who are we to tell another sovereign country what they should or should not be
So
doing?
now all of a sudden you're against wars.
Mhm. How long would you wait, Pat?
How long would you wait?
As long as it took.
But
the longer you wait,
there is a time constraint here because they are trying to enrich uranium. How long do you wait?
Till it gets
Until-
90%?
It
As
sounds like
long as it took.
here's the problem. Pat says orange man bad. That's the
here's the
problem.
thing,
So
you
everything he does is
No, Packy, that's easy for you to say,
How
but
long
it's
is
not
you
true.
don't have an answer, Pat.
It's
How
not.
long do you
It's
wait?
not true.
You
Okay.
know so much more than
You
Donald
keep
Trump.
waiting and waiting. They keep enriching uranium, and then they say, "Oh, we're not negotiating now because we got nuclear bombs. We blow you up. We're going to blow
Wait.
you up."
Why is it that you ask me a question what I would do, and then I tell you what I would do,
You never said.
and you
as long
criticize
as
it?
it takes. As
I
long
would
as it
wait.
takes. Well, it's a good thing you ain't in charge because we'd be blowed up right
Thank
now.
you, Stephen.
Yeah, we'd
Thank
be.
you. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why it's stupid for me to answer these questions.
What if you'd answer them without a stupid answer? It'd help.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
Oh, as long as it takes. As long as
Yeah,
it takes. Yeah, just let them keep going. Anyway, we got to get to break. I don't know. I think Iraq, and especially after, according to what I understand, that Trump is building a golf course in Iran. Did you hear this?
Oh God, here it comes.
He's already got the first 3 holes, man.
Ah!
Yeah.
I knew that was
We
coming.
didn't see that one coming.
I
Boy.
knew that was coming.
They just blew it right out of the water.
Yeah, rocking and rolling,
Full
man.
of them this morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right, what we gonna give away, Packy?
We've got RJ's Fine Cigars.
Oh man, now
If
you're
you
talking.
are 21 years of age or older, then you can win an RJ's Fine Cigars gift card worth $15. Go in there and try out their private label cigars, like your favorite, the Habano stuff.
Yeah, the Habano stuff. And that's the thing. What do you call them? Hoofies?
What I don't know. What are you talking about, man? Are you roofing?
No,
You're
I'm talking
roofies?
about the terrorist group. What do you call them?
Oh, the Houthis. The Houthis.
Houthis, man. For a long time, I thought that was like a lowrider club. It sounds like it, the Houthis.
The Houthis.
Yeah, I love
The
it.
Houthis are getting down.
Yeah. All right, let's get to a break. All right, Pat, what's the question of the day, brother?
We got bomb trivia this morning.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
What year and where was the mother of all bombs first used?
The Moab.
What was you supposed to give the answer?
No, just the mother of all bombs. That wasn't the answer.
Oh,
that was what
okay.
it's called, the Moab.
Okay, where was say it again?
What year and where was the mother of all bombs first used?
There you go. Give us a call 706-379-9770. And what are they going to win?
RJ's Fine Cigars. We're going to send your name over to John at RJ's, and you go there and try out some cigars. Must be 21 years or older to win.
Give us a call. Give us a call. Let me ask you something, Pat. When you was a kid growing up, your mom and dad told you to get in there and clean your room up.
Yeah.
Did they negotiate with you on that?
We went back and forth.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, we needed a clear definition of what clean your room meant.
But Dad, I'm a pragmatist.
So how much negotiation did y'all do before the belt come out? That's what I want to know.
I learned pretty quick when the line in the sand was real.
Do you think the line in the sand in Iraq has been drawn
Or Iran.
or around or wherever it's at?
You
Iran,
don't even know what country we're talking about?
I don't even care, man. I'm like,
Yeah, bomb them all. Yeah, enemies,
Oh,
allies.
what was that
bomb 'em
song? I
all.
can't tell you where Iran or Iraq's at. What was that song?
I don't know.
don't know.
Iran, Iraq.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah,
Difference
I don't
between
know.
Iraq and Iran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with him. I don't know. Yeah.
That Toby Keith, I think.
No, that was Alan Jackson.
Alan Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I bet Toby Keith's happy right now. Do you not think?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put a boot
Boot
in
in
you.
your
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
So you did get the belt.
Yes.
Yes.
How long did it take? 40 years.
We negotiated multiple times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you
Multiple rounds. So you're saying that the first round of negotiations was unsuccessful.
Yeah.
It was. I guess it was my 41st birthday. So it shows you what staying in negotiations is all about.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, it does for you.
That's right.
Yeah, but
That's right.
anyway.
No. In the meantime, were you making your bed during that 40 years? Like was that your status quo? Were you making your bed or not making the bed during the negotiations?
No.
So you were not making the bet.
There
during
was
the
no
negotiations.
compliance.
All right, no compliance at all. So yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. There's your microcosm.
Packy's the one that does the negotiation because he was like 30 something years old, and finally his family just hired him a wife. Oh well, nobody won today. Nobody knew when the first bomb was. Nobody knew.
Ask it again tomorrow.
We're gonna do it again.
Let
tomorrow?
people do their homework.
Yeah. All right, Pat. It's always fun to argue with you, man.
It is fun.
It's not a
it
good
is
morning
fun.
without it.
And smart Steve, thanks for your wealth of knowledge that
That
you
I-
have with your lawyerness. Yeah. Anybody wants to go to jail, just
Just give me a call.
Yeah,
Call me here at the
call.
station.
There you go. All right, we'll see y'all in the morning.